Welcome to another episode of the Roundtable. This is a bonus episode this month because, Erin and I decided that we needed to sit down and hash out a little bit of the backstory for everybody because we both felt like we just kind of had all this stuff happen behind the scenes, got together, decided to record a roundtable, loved it, kept recording, but never really gave an intro or a sneak peek about where this all started and I think maybe more importantly, where we hope for it to go and sort of what next steps are. So this is the September edition of the Roundtable, which is Erin and I sharing a little bit behind the scenes. Welcome to And Both, a podcast about what it really looks like to put yourself on the list while raising kids and doing all the other things life asks of you. I'm your host, Ashley Blackington, and on this show, you'll hear conversations with moms who are figuring it out in their own ways, plus a few solo episodes from me from time to time. It's not about having all the answers. It's about sharing stories, learning from each other, and knowing we don't have to choose between either or when we're living in the middle of and both. Let's get into today's episode.
Hey, Ashley. This is fun to have just the two of us take a little peek behind the curtain of why and how we started.
I feel like we're doing a little bait and switch because this is going to have a roundtable cover to it, and people are going to get here and be like, surprise, no one's here but us.
Yeah. Surprises are good, right?
Yeah. This is a good surprise. There aren't many good surprises left in the world.
There really aren't. Past your 20s, it's like all downhill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just surprise bills in the mail.
Yeah.
It's like surprise red shirt in the white laundry. Like no one's like, can't wait to knock off my surprises in my 40s.
There's no real milestones other than like finding a new wrinkle or hair growing out of whatever. I don't know.
Right? Dimming the bathroom lights.
Yeah.
Oh, what a dream.
A little bit better. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad to do this though, because I feel like when we started this, you and I connected and then we were like, let's record a roundtable together. We just kind of threw it out in the world.
We did.
Never really had like here's what we're thinking, which I feel like it would have been much more awkward had we done that ahead of time and been like, it would felt like sales pitchy.
It would have. And who plans that far in advance? You would just jump in and try things, right? That's motherhood, life in a nutshell. So, yeah.
I like it.
But yeah. How did we even meet? I don't even remember. It was
a networking group of some sort.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one of them. One of the platforms that tells you that you're going to sign up and you're going to like have a whole new crew of friends and you're going to find your people, but you go on there and like it's sort of like being in a warehouse fire and then you just grab onto one person and you guys run out of the building together.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So many empty promises. No, it's true. And I know those platforms, I mean, Slack is just overwhelming to me in general. There's just too many things to look at. It's like we were saying before we even hit record, there's too many tabs to review and then I just give up before I even get started. So somehow I found you and I'm glad I did.
Me too. I love it. Yeah. No, I feel it's the same. Like the Slack has become, I don't know what it is. It's like if you put your phone down and you're like, all right, I'm going to get to work. Then Slack shows up. It's like Slack and your cell phone are playing tag with your concentration all day long. I can't do that.
You just go down rabbit holes and never recover.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then LinkedIn. I mean, I feel like LinkedIn is a new place too. Maybe we connected there too, maybe after the fact. But
yeah, again,
it's another place just to get lost. And then you just give up on the conversations or the people and because it just becomes too much.
Yeah. And I do love, like, I have to work remotely, just part of the deal. But I do love the idea of sprinkling in some in-person events. So I don't know. I feel like I'm getting worse at my in-person meetings, better at the online stuff, but there's not like the best connection when it comes like that.
No, where is the balance? I mean, that's always the question, right? I mean, I work remotely too. And when I go into the office on occasion, it's great, right? But it's like a party. I'm like, well, I'm not here to work. I'm here to just like socialize, And then it's like, why am I even here? I'm supposed to be working. So this is why I stay home.
Heads down, everyone.
But yes, to meet in person, I mean, it'd be great to meet you in person someday, but you're across the country. So someday.
I am, which is really fun because I think that of all of the scheduling things that we have going on, like we are constantly trying to schedule a 3-hour time difference and then a couple other people in the mix. But it works. Like
it does.
I'm honestly surprised at how quick a lot of these episodes have come together, like just reaching out to people and they say, oh yeah, sure. And we can usually pull something together between the four of us, which really makes me feel like there's a lot of people out there that really want to hear these conversations and they really want to have these conversations.
I agree. And I think people also just want that community, whether it's virtual or in person. And I mean, as we're building this virtual community, I mean, like you're saying, it's just amazing how people say yes so easily. And I don't know, it makes me feel good. And then feel like I'm expanding my network, even if I'm not meeting you guys in person, which is just so amazing because it helps me not only with my math, with all this time zone nonsense, right? I'm like, oh, this is why I went to school for so many years, but just feel so much more connected. I'm not alone on this journey of motherhood or in my 40s or all of it, because I feel like we get so isolated in those conversations in our head and putting on shoes with little people. It's just like, really, this is just what life is supposed to be. Like,
yeah, no, I agree. And I think too, like one of the reasons I really love doing this is because I feel like you and I, apart from meeting each other, and your podcast has been going on a lot longer than mine, but apart from meeting each other, I feel like we were both looking for a really similar conversation and trying to have people on that aren't, the last thing I want is for someone to come on and it to be like a 45-minute sales pitch. And then you're like, I feel like I just rolled a soapbox out for someone else to be like, and here are all my wares. And like, yeah, like that's not to say like there are lots of people on my show that have their own businesses and they have their own offerings and stuff like that. But the focus of it is on the motherhood conversation and the individual alongside motherhood conversation. And you have a lot of people on, which is, I think, really cool that we've been able to pair or match up previous guests that we've both had on to keep it going.
Yeah. No, and to expand those conversations, I think, individually we've had great guests on and it's one-to-one, but to bring in more of the people who have these brilliant minds and can speak more articulately than I can, and we can have that conversation has just become really beautiful. And what have we had? 4 episodes, working on our 5th and 6th. And I'm so excited for the next few to see where these conversations go and just to keep this journey going of having these open minds, because again, we're not having these conversations outside of our inner circles if we're even having them. And it can be I sound like a broken record, but just lonely place of feeling like you're doing things wrong, that you're failing, that, trying to keep up with the Joneses and comparing of, I'm not doing as much as this other mom or this other CEO. And like, who am I, but we're all in this together. And that's what we're trying to do here, is just to expand these conversations to make sure that we're not outsourcing kind of our brilliance, because we all have this beautiful soul, right? And sorry, I am like reading The Gifts of Imperfection right now with Brene Brown. And I'm like, her knowledge there. I'm like, yes. It's like, just keep nodding on. I don't know if you read that book, but it's, she talks about just being your authentic self. And I think that's what we're trying to get back to here. It's like, we all have something to give. And sometimes we just hide behind, the spit on our shirt or, our messed up hair. And it's like, no, there's more to us than motherhood or our titles. And we need to be willing to share that.
Agreed very much. And I think too, the thing that happens a lot is that, the shift that happens in very early motherhood, right? You go in, every person I know, including myself, I will call myself out on my business, goes into motherhood like, oh, if I just have a plan, or if I'm just like, if I do enough research or I know enough things or whatever, that like I will not feel like I just rolled into hot tar for like 2 years.
Right.
That's not the case.
No, it's not.
But I think what happens very often in that is that we have this shift, and the shift is so severe. And then you get to a point where it's like you're maybe a couple years into it and you could start to put those things back in place, but you've just changed direction and you've run the course for that long that you're kind of like, oh my God, am I even like, I don't even know how to get back to that place.
Yeah.
And so we just get stuck in this cycle. And now, then your kids are older, and, in the beginning, you might not be so divided from that. But once your kids are older, once they're, in middle school, high school, college, out of the house, it's like, oh my God, like that person is 10 states away from where I am now.
Yeah.
What do I even like?
Right. Yeah. I think about this all the time of just I have all these tools in my toolkit, and yet I'm not using them. And then I evolve, or my kids evolve, or just society evolves. And I'm like, oh, wait, now we have to restart. And what does that look like? And there is no real plan. Like, there's no black and white to any of this stuff, even though we'd like it to be. We'd like it to be simple, but it's not. And there's so much complexity in just even our own emotions. Like, how do you try to run your household when there's so many different personalities and emotions flying every day?
Yeah. And it all changes with the hour of the day, right?
Oh my gosh, right?
Your house feels very different at 4:00 or 6:00 than it does at 8:00 or 5 a.m. when your kid wanders in and says, Mom, I don't feel good. And you're like, I was asleep. Now I'm standing.
Now I'm awake and ready.
Now what? Let's get specific on the I don't feel good, right? Like, what direction?
For this. Yeah. Gosh, I know. Yeah, even just the school commute. I'm like, I don't want to do this every day. This is a lot, guys. This is why I work remotely, so that I don't have a commute. But here we are.
Can your kids walk, or do they drive or bus, or how do they get to school?
I drive them to school, and then my oldest takes the bus and trolley home on some days. I have not figured out her schedule yet. My youngest wrote out our schedule because I haven't memorized it, and I need to figure that out. But and then I do pick up other days. There is a carpool kind of happening, but again, we're a month in, and no one knows what's happening still. I still am not on the apps for school. I don't know.
I love that. And I feel like there's so much pleasure in not being in the app. Like, before we got on this call, I'm looking through because one of my kids starts a team next Friday, but nothing's been posted. But yet I'm getting emails to like buy the swag for the team. I'm like, I don't even know where he's supposed to be. I mean, I do, but I don't know what time he's supposed to be here. And why am I buying a t-shirt for something that I don't even know where the parking lot is at this point in time?
Yeah, it's true.
It's nuts. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, like, I don't even know. Probably 12 apps related to stuff.
Exactly. There's too many places to find information and then respond. And do we want to talk about dovetail? This is partly why you have so many businesses going, right? To try to consolidate this.
I love it. There's a discussion there on why we do not promote ourselves because we're terrible at promoting ourselves. However, I will tell you, and that's part of it. For me, it's been part of it because my youngest went into kindergarten in September. And so I had this whole idea that like all of a sudden I was going to have all of this time. I never had the time to begin with.
No.
But now I'm like, wait a minute. I have a block of concentration. I'm not calling it time. I'm calling it concentration now. Like, I have a block of concentration where I can actually focus on the things that I need to do. And it's been like lovely and wonderful and also terrifying because I literally have besides school drop off and school pickup, I have to make all of these things happen. It's like expanding, going back to the drawing board. But the timing has worked. Yes, Dovetail did come out on the market in July. It's out. It's for caregivers to coordinate care. And that's part of the reason why I started my own podcast. And it was, how do we make it all make sense? How do we put it all together? It is, like you said, it's very lonely. It's very isolating. I feel like motherhood is a weird phenomenon where you can be completely isolated while you're still in a crowd of other people who are doing the same thing. Like, because we don't know, right? Like, we don't know whose kid has something going on. We don't know whose grandparent, whose neighbor, whose whatever.
Yeah.
Because people are just so like, I have to get up and I have to put my shoes on and I have to go to school. And so it's just one of those things where I'm really excited that although I look the same outwardly, I can now put my energy in different places and promoting that and things like that. So it's very exciting. It's a very exciting time.
Yeah. And it's a big deal. You need to pat yourself on the back, right? We need to celebrate the big wins because I don't even know where you start to create an app like that, So, I mean, you figured that out and that's amazing. And people need it.
Yeah. I think I will say like the common discussion that I have or conversation that I have around it is, right, because now it's on the market and I'm at this place where it's like, do you raise money? Do you, push for sales? Do you do all of this stuff? And a lot of people are like, well, it's been X number of months since it's been out. I'm still like very much in the narrow window.
Yeah.
But when I talk about the trajectory of how I developed it, it was developed as a paper product first. And people are like, wow, you've been working on this for a long time. Like, how come you haven't gone after investment? And I'm like, because I had 4 kids at home with me in a pandemic when I started creating like basically the paper prototypes for this. And I'm like, I can't, if it looks like it took me a longer time to do this, that's great. But I still had other things to do. And people are like, well, the picture of a successful tech CEO is this, this, and this. And I'm like, oh no, I don't check any of those boxes.
Yeah.
Not a one.
You can break the boxes, break out. Like, that's okay.
I'm using them for stairs. Forget it.
Perfect.
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm so over it. Like, I go to meetings and people are like, I've been told to my face before, like, find a male co-founder and we'll continue this conversation. We think this is a really important product and we think that this is really necessary and we understand the market for this and yada yada. It's like $650 billion market.
Right.
And people are like, but when you have a man on your team, come back.
That's so disrespectful. I'm sorry.
It always makes me laugh because I'm like, there's no man on this team that is going to have the lived experience of like, if I don't get my kid from this space by this time, like all of it falls apart.
No, they don't understand.
No. And my husband he's lovely and wonderful and he like helps pick things up and all that stuff. A lot of this falls on me to figure it out. Like I'm the one in here with the string and the colors and the like, which kid plays on this team.
You're orchestrating it all. Yeah.
Yes. It's like Fantasia of life.
It is. Thank you.
I'm the waves crashing.
Right. Yes. Exactly what I pictured.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's true, right? Like there are great men out there, but they, from even birth, like they can never experience the things that we experience as moms. And to have that knowledge to even just put into what you've created, I mean, it has to come from someone who's lived it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's good. And then, it's been lovely because as I meet more people, like I, interviewed caregivers and other parents and stuff like that. And then the journey to create and both came from that same pandemic time where it's like, I'm trying to build a business. I am trying to also like find other people out here who are doing this whole parenting thing too. And all I ever get are like parenting podcasts. I started listening to podcasts because you couldn't watch the news.
Yeah.
If you had kids that were like over the age of 3, because everything's bad and everything's on fire and everyone's dying.
You're like, exactly what I want in my home. Thanks.
You're like, no, thank you. So I decided that I would create the podcast when my youngest went to preschool, because then I would have a little bit of blocks, a few blocks of concentration. And that's how it started. So, I mean, I sat on the idea for 2 years.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a quiet enough house to record. It's like,
oh yeah,
sit down with a guest and someone's screaming to have their butt wiped. And you're like, okay, what happened here?
I first recorded in this teeny tiny shower that we didn't use in our old house. And I just put pillows in it and just like hid.
That's a video podcast right there.
I know.
That I feel, but like, I want that. I like when people come on and they have like these professional studios, like if you see the video of this, please watch. This is 3 different colors of trim.
This is real life, folks.
Like, this is real life. This is it. And I get on and I see people with like the professional podcast studios and I'm like, girlfriend.
I know. That's not me. I mean, my dang plant is just out of control here. I need a proper, stake to hold it up. It's just
it's actually the mascot of this roundtable experience.
Yeah. I do keep plants alive, though. I have to say that. Children and plants, I do. I guess I'm
that's good.
Somewhat successful.
That's what you need. I can't keep a plant alive. I can't keep a cactus alive. Kids, yes. But, cactus, no.
Okay. Getting back to what you're saying, too, I think I was listening to parenting podcasts, too, and I'm like, this isn't what I want, right? I want to have that conversation that we're not having. I think too many people are scared to admit that, like, they feel like a failure sometimes, or they yelled at their kids or their spouse, or, they ate chips and ice cream for dinner. It's like, we want to have that external validation of like, I am put together. Like, look at me. But none of us are. No. And it's okay. And we should admit that, because otherwise we just keep this vicious cycle going of comparison. And there's plenty of that out there anyway. Like, let's just be real with this journey because it's hard enough.
Yeah. I mean, and that like, because you've recorded 300 and something episodes. What are you at now?
It's ridiculous. 340 something. Yeah. It's not ridiculous. I'm proud of it. But
Yeah.
it's been a journey, I mean, I remember around episode 200, I'm like, why am I doing this? Who's even listening? Like
Mhm.
I'm doing it for myself to hold myself accountable because I don't know what I'm doing. And these are the mentors that I want in my life that I can't afford to hire on their own, and then to meet new people. I didn't know that I would have interviews eventually and meet great people and expand. I hate the word network because I just want friends. It's hard enough
Yeah.
to have friends at this point in your life. Like,
You want a real community.
yeah. And it's hard. And
Yeah.
if it's virtual, I'll take it, and then someday I hope to meet everyone in person.
That would be amazing.
I know.
I would like that very much.
Can just meet in the middle.
That's right. Just someplace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where would we meet? I don't know. It's feeling a little dangerous in the middle.
It is. Yeah. I'm like, maybe not. Stay to the coast.
Maybe we'll just flip-flop back and forth.
Yeah. There we go.
But I think, yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool that, man, I wish you recorded video of video episodes. Like, if you had one of those to be like, go back then and be like,
right,
here's where I started with like, your like train track pillowcase.
Seriously, I know.
Hello
all
over
around
your
my
head.
computer. No, I don't think we give ourselves enough credit for the growth that we have. I think it's hard to even recognize it sometimes because you're just like, I'm just living every day. It's one step in front of the other. The days bleed into months and years. And I don't know, somehow my kids are 12 and 14. I'm like, weren't you guys just like 2 and 4? How did that happen?
I know, that's so crazy. It's like, I don't know if you find this, but I find like sometimes the milestones are not the ones that you think. Like, I remember when my oldest turned 10, I was like, holy cannoli, I have been doing this for a decade. I have been keeping people alive for a decade. Holy crap. And it was like, yes, you're double digits and, all of that stuff. But for me, I was like 10 years and it didn't feel like 10 years.
Right. No, it flew by.
Yeah. And now she's 12. She's going to be 13 in February. And my youngest just started kindergarten. And I'm like, you were just here, like rolling around on my office floor with like Paw Patrol vehicles. I mean, they're still in my office, but this is, it's not like we just all like leveled up here on the, the playroom toys. This stuff is still everywhere. I am facing a window because the rest of everything in my world looks like a snow globe of staples.
It's okay. I have my children were cleaning out their room. It happens every now and then. And I have all their Goodwill clothes in the hallway outside of the room I'm in now. So, there's like underwear strewn everywhere and pants that are too small. So, yeah.
It's perfect.
That's life.
I love it. Today's episode is brought to you by Dovetail, the app that's changing the way families navigate caregiving. If you're juggling your kids' schedules, checking in on your parents, and trying to manage your own needs, Dovetail is made for you. I built Dovetail as a clinician and caregiver who saw firsthand how overwhelming this role can be and how much lighter it feels when the care is shared. Download Dovetail now on iOS, Google Play, coming soon. But I think that's the stuff too. And I think that's why sometimes I feel this for myself, like with some of the people that I've interviewed in the past, because, every once in a while, like in the beginning, I had someone reach out with their publicist and I was like, what?
Right.
Huh? And they were like, let me like pitch you for this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, sure, you can come and hang out with me. Like, that's totally fine. But I have this feeling of like, wait a minute, me? Like, you want to come and hang out with me? Because I want to hang out with you. And then you're in this like, can we be friends? Let's hang out.
I know. It's so true. It'd be so nice to do this over coffee in real life. But yeah.
But I think we all want that. Like, we want the person who I don't know anyone who's ever gone to a playground and hasn't had that mom show up who's got like, 18 different granola bars and like the kids are running everywhere. But they're like, you eat food and here, like I have one of those friends who I'm sure if I drove slowly past her house and one of my kids rolled out the door, they would just fall into the mix. And it's like,
Yeah.
Those kind of people. Like you want those people in your life who are just like, come on in.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just actually be a part of a community. And every time stuff like that happens with her, I'm like, you're the village, right? Like you're the thing that everybody wants, because there isn't like, oh, my house is a mess. Oh,
right.
My kids are having, I don't know. I want to use the example that like my kids are having like pudding as a snack, but like we all know that pudding goes first.
Oh, yeah.
So okay, if there's treats to be fought over,
right.
that's not happening when like, the laundry needs to get done and the dog needs to go out. And
Yeah. No,
I think
it's true.
that's what's been lovely about the people that we've gotten together so far is like everyone has been really, really generous with sharing like the other parts of their life that maybe don't necessarily get talked about as much.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I mean, for full disclosure, we are also in this mastermind group of just moms, women in podcasting. Most of them are moms too. And I think even just that space has been really beneficial for me of just coming together, knowing that none of our businesses are exploding, right? And we're all in the trenches together, both in, the business side of things and most of us motherhood. And it's like, let's just have a conversation. Let's just be real. And that's been really nice too. But it all comes back to just the community piece and feeling like we're welcome to step into each other's messes and we're not going to hide anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I dropped my kid off at school today and I opened up the back door of my car and like a handful of Cheerios rolled out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
We had like an early doctor's appointment and I was like, hello, everyone.
You fed the birds. It's all good.
Yeah. Like, come on, squirrels. I'm just a regular Snow White right here.
Right. There's something to be said for that village. And I think just even within the last year or two, I feel like our neighborhood has kind of become that for us too. And it's nice, but not everyone has that. How do we build that?
Because you moved when your kids were really little, right?
Yeah. I mean, this year was a big reflection on just the 10 years of, we moved from Seattle back to California, and I divorced shortly after that. And so I think that 10-year milestone for me was huge this year, which kind of unraveled me a little bit. But yeah, having to restart and not having friends and nor a husband, it's like, how do we do this? Oh, and I have to go back to work. Like, how do you fit work into a schedule when you're dropping off kids and they're itty bitty and there's pickup and daycare and all that? But again, you figure it out. It may be ugly, but you just keep moving. But it also is nice to have a community and be able to bounce ideas off of people and live that with someone. So
yeah,
I do recommend having a good support system.
Yeah, and that too is like, how do you even find that? Like I went to high school where I live, and I moved away but moved back, so it's different. I always think it's fun when people have never been here before, they move here or whatever, and they're like, oh, what is so and so? And someone's like, that one over there, that's the directory. Like, your kid wants to play what sport? Please come on down.
Yeah.
Because my kids have been in all the sports. I mean, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely like, there's definitely a difference in being able to, just the age and stage that you're at in life and being able to do that. Like if you didn't have any kids and you moved back to California, that's a totally different thing, right?
Oh,
it's
absolutely. Yeah.
Work, you meet people at work and you meet people, you know, blah,
you
blah,
go
blah,
out
blah, blah.
more. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what that looks like, but
no. Also, that makes me feel tired. Just thinking about that makes me feel tired.
I know.
Like being awake after 9:00, that makes me feel very tired.
Yes, I know. I was at a conference last week and I was up till midnight several days. I'm like, who am I? What is happening? I'm so tired. Don't know how to function.
Yeah, because you still have to get up, right? There's no forgiveness.
You still have to get up at the same time, like the next day. Not recommended.
Yeah, I think, I'm excited. I'm really, I'm super thankful that we got a chance to connect because I have no idea how we would have met otherwise.
Oh my gosh, right?
Yeah, and I also love the direction that everything has gone. Yeah. I think, you and I have been poking around with, other ideas, maybe some more in-person type things to sort of hash those out a little bit. But before we, let people know. But I just think that the way that people have resonated with the roundtables so far makes me feel like there is so much of a pull. Like you're saying, there's so much of a pull for people to hear to not go on. Like, it's fun for me. Like, I think that reality TV is now Instagram stories of
Oh,
people who
yeah,
are trying to
absolutely.
convince you, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, people will always gravitate towards someone where they can personally connect with
Yes.
that feeling of like, oh, hold on. It's not just me.
No, and we need to elevate these voices. I mean, no one we bring on is a huge celebrity. It's like they're just normal people, and even celebrities are normal people. I'll give them that. But like,
Mhm. Not yet. I want to interview a celebrity. That'd be fun.
okay, let's try. We'll aim for that. But yeah, I think we all just have important things to say, and like
Mhm.
you're saying, meeting in person will just make that even better. And
Mhm.
who knows what that's going to look like exactly, because we're still working out the kinks. But I think those experiences, I think we're in for a real treat when we actually get people in the same room, not just in the same squares online.
Mhm.
Yeah, more to come there. But I think as life has proven, everything just takes a little bit longer than we want it to, but it's all worth it in the end.
Yeah, for sure. For your show, what's coming up? Because you said that you'd had sort of a like, holy cow, all of these
Right.
things are happening. Like, what's going on there?
Yeah. I mean, this year was just interesting in general. I think
Mhm.
I really loved where we've taken the roundtable. So I'm like, maybe I go that direction, and we just focus on that. Yeah, I think I want to see the real in-person communities grow. That's my focus.
Mhm.
And then we'll see what happens with the podcast. I still love
Yeah.
it, but I think there's some changes in my life that are soon to be happening. And I don't know where time will allow the space for it all. I
Yeah.
mean, I think there's always seasons in life, and it might just be a little bit slower season for the podcast. We'll see.
Mhm. I think that's awesome. I love the idea too of like, there's no one right way to do
Mm-hmm.
it. I remember feeling like getting into podcasting was such a huge lift because it was like, you have to do this, this, and this. And like,
Right.
granted, there's an element of like how much you put into it is how much you're going to get out of it
Yeah.
to a certain extent. But now I feel like once you've kind of done the grind for a little while, once you've got a bank of things in there, once you've got conversations with people, people can sort of get a feel for the format
Yeah.
and what you're interested in. Then you have more freedom to be able
Mm-hmm.
to say, okay, this is kind of what I want to do. Like, I would never have done the roundtable 2 years ago,
Right.
but now it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
let's
You
just
just get
do
that
this.
traction and
Mm-hmm.
the confidence too. I think that's part of it. But for you, you have a lot on your plate. How do
I
you
do.
foresee things unfolding?
I still really, it's interesting because I've noticed that since my online LinkedIn presence or that sounds obnoxious, how I've showed up on
It's understood.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I want the air horn for that
I
moment.
know.
But because of the way that I've talked about like the business and all of those things, a lot of the people that have requested to be on the show have been more of an entrepreneurial mindset
Mm-hmm.
or people that are in the midst of launching businesses and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I am curious to see, does it end up trending in that direction? And then
Mm-hmm.
do we focus on, because, the statistics are like less than 2% of women are
Yeah.
venture backed, not
Right.
whether or not they're venture backable. And so I'm kind of interested in maybe exploring that a little bit more in
Yeah.
terms of like, there's a lot of really, really, really brilliant women out there creating really cool
Mm-hmm.
things, but also they may, like me, like they may not check any of the boxes.
Right.
And then when you add that parenting component to it, are we getting into a space where it feels like you're screaming into the wind if you are
Mm-hmm.
a parent and an entrepreneur and all
Yeah.
of that? I also am totally fascinated by, like, whenever I have people on, pretty much, I won't say all because I can't remember all the episodes off the very top of my head, but I would say
Right.
for the majority of people that come on the show that have a business or a product or something like that, that came from a problem that they encountered in their own life, an
Mm-hmm.
issue that they had. They figured it out or
Yeah.
built a solution for it. And then instead of just carrying on, they turned around and created a business out of it,
Right.
knowing that they were doing that to help other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of love that a lot just in general, but I also love maybe highlighting that piece because I think that there's a lot of really cool things that people need to hear about. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I think I definitely don't have like the only parameter to be on the show, to be on and both is to be a mom.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's in service of like wanting to have a lot of different kinds of stories on there.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think, I definitely think the in-person thing is really where it's at. The more that I like connect with people and the different kinds of people, and we've had people on the Roundtable that do in-person events. And I think that would be super cool to be able to do something like that.
Yeah.
But I also don't want it to be the like, how do you name this without giving it a brand name? I don't want it to have an MLM vibe to it.
Right.
That's
No, I agree.
how to not get sued.
Right. Absolutely. No, I think we want to make something that's very intentional and restful because we understand what the trenches feel like. It's not going to be like, let's meet up and do a bazillion things and tire ourselves out even more. It's like, no, we all just want to break and to feel seen and heard and just also maybe take a nap. I don't know.
Yeah. Be fed. Had your basic needs met for once.
Yeah.
First, before anything else.
Exactly.
I'm always fascinated by, where did I go? I was in a conference in Vegas in March, and it was a huge conference. So it wasn't a retreat or anything like that. But one of the activities was like a sunrise hike in Nevada in March. I was like, absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely. There is 0% of me that wants to be like, I would love to do nothing more than to hike someplace I don't know with people I don't know. And like, there are like, what kind of connection are we building here, people?
No, I would be so grumpy. Yeah. Don't wake me up at 4 a.m. or something to go for a sunrise hike.
If I see the sunrise, it's because one of my kids is sick.
Right.
And it's not because I'm doing life wrong and I don't have the hot water with the lemon and the journal and all that stuff. We all experience our own things differently.
We do. I don't need a 5 a.m. routine. My 5 a.m. routine is me sleeping still in bed.
Yeah. Because rest is productive.
It is. Yes.
And
we
important.
all need more of it, especially as we get older.
Oh my God. Do you know what I learned this month when my kids are in school? If you drink water, you don't feel like crap.
No, that's mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing. My kids are hydrated.
Oh, yeah.
Beyond all belief.
We grew up when we didn't take, a gallon of water to school with us. So
I got a water bottle as a high school graduation present, and I honestly thought, what am I going to do with this? Hose or bust.
Right.
How to date yourself really quickly. But I was like, I'm sitting here working, I'm kind of thirsty. Hella water. I was like, oh, this is kind of nice.
Right.
But I've been telling people to hydrate themselves for 12 years.
I know. We're hypocrites in that sense. I tell my kids to do things all the time. I'm like, but I'm not actually doing them. So
yeah. Go to bed as like the hours tick by.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Exactly.
We'll figure it out.
There's
no rush. No one gets out of life alive.
It's true. They'll have war wounds.
We all have war wounds.
Those at least.
I like it.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for a lot of stuff coming up, like just, to carry on doing this. I think we have some really cool ideas for conversations. I have a couple more that I'm going to tell you after we finish recording.
Great.
Because I'm not ruining the surprise.
Yeah. We need more surprises in our life.
We need good surprises. Not like, a broken something and chin hair.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be really cool. And I think that the deeper that we get into this, the more nuance, because, two people approach something the same way. And I think that we'll find, we might even have repeat topics with new guests. And I'd be curious to see what those look like.
Yeah.
Up against each other.
No, I agree. And I think that's just the really cool thing of building this as we go and seeing how it unfolds. Because that's how I kind of do life. And it's a lot of trial and error. And we have a lot of cool things on the docket. So I guess everyone just stay tuned. Yeah.
Exactly. I know. I want to be one of those people that has like a full-on campaign or like a strategy or whatever. But I'm so much I mean, I worked in restaurants forever and ever, and I feel like that's like my default setting is like, all right, let's just see what happens.
Right? Yeah.
Just throw a bunch of stuff out there and see what people like.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Right?
And if it's not, at least people will be fed.
Yeah. No, I mean, my full-time job is working in engineering and they like to standardize everything. I'm like, I get it, but that's also just not how my brain works. So might be some clashing here.
Might be an outlet in my podcast for that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think this is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We have an episode coming out soon.
Yeah.
When this goes out, we'll have one, I think, like 2 or 3 weeks after that.
Yeah, exactly.
So that'll be good.
Yeah.
And then we're getting into some cool stuff.
Yeah, we'll finish out the year and then see what the new year brings.
Mm-hmm. I think one of those things, too, that I would love to put out there for people to, however they want to get in touch with us about, is like, if you have ideas for conversations you want to hear. I don't know if you found this, but on my own show, the topics that I kind of felt like going into it were kind of like, oof, this could go either way, right? Like this could go. Like I've had the most listened to episode of all time by like double any other episode is one about grief, followed closely by one about miscarriage. And I've had like a lot of like birth trauma kind of ones or
that makes sense.
Infant loss.
Yeah.
And I'm continually like, okay, I think that my own needle for like what I think people will like is the comfortable conversations. And so if I go in the opposite direction of that, not anything politically, God no.
Right. No.
But politically everything else, the world has enough politics.
Seriously.
But I think that going in that direction and like you said, like having the conversations that people are looking for community around, but not being able to find, that's where my head's at going forward.
Yeah.
So if people have ideas.
No, I love it. I think we need to have those hard conversations, right? Grief is a big one that there's just a lot of nuances to it. And so I think it'd be hard to talk about, but we have to start somewhere. So I love that you've had guests on your show for that.
Yeah. Well, I think everyone should tune in.
Yes.
To all of them because they're all fabulous.
Yeah.
And then we'll just keep making them. And if people have ideas, send them. And if you love it, it's also really helpful for us to know because this is where I like a group situation is like, I'm very bad at asking for this for my own show, but like really leave comments. Like
they're so helpful.
They're so helpful. And any sort of feedback, ratings, like all of that stuff. Like we do want this to grow. We do.
And I mean, it's like talking to anyone. Like if they don't give you feedback, then you just stop the conversation or walk away. It's like, no, this is definitely a 2-way street, 3-way street. I don't know. What is this? But, we want
roundabout.
We want to hear from everyone just so that we're serving the community well.
I love it.
Not just our own purposes. So cool. This has been fun.
Good to see you as always.
Good to see you too.
Let's do it again like next week.
Exactly. All right. Chat later.
See ya.